Hey, it's James. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. I am James. I'm the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country, and we're going to talk 2024 football. Now, I copied, I'll put, that's my handwriting, On3's predictions for the Big 12. I can tell you, I know somebody, I have an insider at Oklahoma State, who told me that the Big 12 Conference owns the names Big 14 and Big 16. So it is entirely possible that when All-State does their thing and sponsors the conference, that it could be referred to as the All-State Big 16. That is a real possibility. So anyway, let's start at the bottom. Houston at 2-10. I know that Houston's going to struggle for a year or two. They really need to. They've got some good skill players, but I think they need to beef up their offensive and defensive lines. I don't. I'd have to look at their. When I made my predictions, I looked at their records and stuff, and I don't remember. I do believe Houston has to play OU as a non-conference game, and I don't think they're going to win that one. But if what On3 is saying is true, then they're only going to win one non-conference game. So I don't think that's most likely they're going to win two. I know there'll be Rice. Arizona State at 3-9. I was there last year at Mountain whatever Credit Union, Sun Devil Stadium. They had a pretty good running back. Their quarterback, but I do believe that it's going to take a year or two for them to kind of rebuild because they had to get rid of their coach and stuff. BYU, I don't know. I just 4-8. I don't think I predicted them to. I mean, we'll look at tomorrow. We'll look at my predictions. But actually, I think I'll put out that video Saturday. So Cincy at 4-8. Cincinnati's a decent team. I mean, Oklahoma State played them at homecoming last year, and they put up a fight. They're not a bad team. They're decent. So it wouldn't shock me if they went to a bowl game. Baylor at 5-7. Dave Aranda's got some work to do. He really does. Now, he did bring in some players in the portal, and I do think they're going to be better than they were last year. But how much better, I don't know. Colorado at 5-7. I mean, that would be a slight improvement. They got one of those rare guys that could play either side of the ball, and quite frankly, I think he needs to play just offense. TCU at 7-5. I do trust their coaching staff. I really do. I mean, it's really difficult to replace somebody like Max Duggan. And that's what TCU had to deal with last year. I mean, Max Duggan, he kind of reminds me of Baker Mayfield in the sense that he's gritty, and I need to fix my shoe. He's gritty, he's determined, he's a great leader. It's not just the physical skills that Max Duggan has that you had to replace. It's the other stuff. It's the intangibles. Iowa State 7-5. I do think they're going to get better. I just kept thinking in the back of my mind that one quarterback who got in trouble for gambling was going to be reinstated. He ended up going to a D1 or an FCS school. I mean, I'm so used to 1A and 1AA. That hasn't been around in a while. He went to a different school, and Decker's, that dude had a cannon for an arm. If I was an NFL team and I could somehow get that guy as a backup quarterback, I would do it in a heartbeat. Pay him an NFL minimum salary, let him learn for a couple of years. That dude's got talent. Yeah, he messed up by gambling online, but there's been a lot of people out there that have done a whole lot worse that got a second chance. And this kid deserves a second chance, in my opinion. Texas Tech at 8-4. Yeah, that would be an improvement. I don't understand why some people are as critical of Joey McGuire as they are. The guy's got a lot of connections to high school coaches in the DFW area. I truly believe they're going to give him another year or two. They will be a true contender for the Big 12. Arizona was a pleasant surprise last year. And quite frankly, they did beat OU in the Alamo Bowl. So I wouldn't shock me at all if they went 8-4. West Virginia at 6. I have a lot of good things to say about West Virginia, but I want to keep this video short and sweet. Garrett Green is a legitimate dual threat quarterback. And anytime West Virginia, look at their history. And this reminds me of Golden Blue Dude, God rest his soul. Anytime they've had a good running quarterback, West Virginia has played well. And I am very thankful that West Virginia will be at Oklahoma State this year, because that is going to be a tough game. So it wouldn't shock me at all if 8-4. Same with UCF. UCF is a good football team. And Oklahoma State walked in there with all their bravado thinking that, oh, we're just going to put, these newbies to the Big 12, we're going to show them. And they got slacked. They got whooped. And do not take UCF lightly. They got a great coach. They got a good quarterback. Do not take them lightly, or you will suffer the consequences. I just thank God my wife brought ponchos that day, because I didn't think it was going to rain, and then it poured. So, thankfully, the only thing that got wet was from my knees down. So, KU at 9-3. Do I think KU is going to be a legitimate contender for the Big 12 this year? Yes, I do. And I have nothing but respect for Lance Leipold. My only concern is Arrowhead Stadium isn't really a home field advantage. I hope that somehow the KU fans that live on the Missouri side show up. And show up a lot, because they need to fill that place. They need to show that they are supportive of their team, even if the game's not in Lawrence. Somehow, some way, KU needs to get some buses and for their students and bus them to Arrowhead, because otherwise it won't be a home field advantage. Utah at 3. I have nothing but respect for Kyle Whittingham. I think Utah's going to do better than that. Oklahoma State at 10-2. Other than Utah, I don't know. I see OSU going 11-1, but I'm a little concerned about this pick with On3 saying K-State's going to be 10-2, because you got your starting quarterback is now playing for Ohio State. You think this young guy is going to be the answer? I don't know. I don't agree. Could be wrong. I think any of those top 4 could easily win the conference. So, if you are new, please hit like and subscribe. The next time you see me, I will give you my picks.